So I've got one, two, three boxes of goodies of all come in within the last 5 days, one of which I was not expecting to come in for quite a while, plus a small bag of goodies that I got yesterday at Fred Meyer's when I was visiting my sister. Let's get to it. So for this first one, um, it was announced and released last year, but because I don't do pre-orders, I don't trust pre-orders, I totally missed my opportunity to get it. And then earlier this year, they're like, nah, we're kidding. We were going to release it to the full market anyways. Collector exclusive, whatever. So that's what this thing is. Oh, wow. I just got ASMR because this packaging is like, whoa, okay. I wish I wish this had been released under better circumstances, but unfortunately, due to that thing that YouTube won't let you talk about that comes from the place that YouTube won't let you talk about, it was delayed. So unfortunately, the timing of this is like, I wish that it happened because ironically, it was going to happen this month, but unfortunately, it didn't. So it's a little bit of a deflated issue, and that would be the Transformers exclusive Ectotron, which is completely covered in G1 box detailing. Even has a tech spec. And oh wow, look at the bio, totally thin here. Function paranormal investigator. Okay. When life splatters you with marshmallow goo, is it marshmallow or marshmallow? I say mellow. When life splatters you with marshmallow goo, just go with it. That's the quote. When the Ghostbusters need a ride to the next paranormal hotspot, it's nice to have one who can also handle a proton pack. Okay. It is a world of constant change where things are not what they seem. It is the world of the Transformers, a world of heroic Autobots and evil Decepticons. 35th anniversary. Oh, absolutely. Cadillac and all related emblems and vehicle body design are General Motors trademarks used under license to Hasbro Incorporated. Oh, this is 2018. Yeah, it would be 2018. So as I understand it, I believe this is a heavy remold of a, is it a Titans Return? No, no, it'd be a, I think this is a remold, well, it might be an original figure, but it's like based, like the internal structure, whatever, is based off of oh god, what's it called? I think it was a Combiner Wars figure originally. This is like a heavily modified Combiner Wars figure. I think that's what this is. I'm not certain. It's been long enough. I don't remember. So originally I was thinking to myself, oh, I'm just going to get it when, I was just going to get it when, oh, Ghostbusters and Transformers share the same anniversary year. Okay. Because it says 35 here. Okay. So, anyways, this was going to be like a GameStop exclusive or whatever it is. Rest in peace, GameStop. Your stupidity knew no bounds. And I was like, oh, I could just pick it up in one of the stores if it's just sitting there. Well, it turns out it was like online exclusive, something or other along those lines, and I completely missed it. Darn, missed my opportunity. Yet another, exclusive figure that I really wanted and ultimately ended up not getting. Oh, darn. And then I found out earlier this year that, oh, yeah, we're releasing it to the general market. So I was perusing BBTS, and they had this, and like, ooh, mine. So that's how I ended up with this. Here's something you don't see very often with Transformers instructions. They're in black and green. Usually, it's purple or red, but this time they put it in green. Quite appropriate. I've never been a fan of either Ghostbusters movie. Like I've seen it a number of times, and okay, they're enjoyable, yeah. But I'm not like committed to being an actual Ghostbusters fan. So like this is kind of enough for me. It's like it's a Transformer and it's Ghostbusters. All right, I can live with that. I got no hate for Ghostbusters, and I'm very much looking forward to the reboot. That was supposed to come out this month, but unfortunately, the thing that we're not allowed to talk about pushed it back until this time next year. So That's kind of crushing. I was actually looking forward to that. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, they haven't made a Ghostbusters movie in 33, 34 years, so, we'll just see what happens. So it may not be perfect. There may be some rough edges, but, like, give them a chance. And considering the guy who's directing it is was it, his name is Ivor Reitman? No. What was his name? What's the director's name? I can't think of the guy's name. Anyways, yeah, it's like the director of the original two Ghostbusters movie. His son is directing Ghostbusters Afterlife. I only wish Harold Ramis had been around too. I'm kind of along with everyone else. I wish Harold Ramis had been around. So my experience with Ghostbusters is kind of limited. Like, okay, yeah, I know it exists and I've seen it a couple of times. So like, I've got no hate for it, but I've got no love for it. Oh, really? The by the way, Ecto One, or the Ectomobile as it's also known. The antenna, it doesn't stick upwards. It doesn't hang back. It's PVC and it goes from here to here. So yes, I was a child of the '80s when all the Ghostbusters stuff, the real Ghostbusters stuff, was happening, and these doors do not want to close. Already not a good sign. The interior of the inner side of the, what are these called? I'm not sure what these are called. The inner side has not been painted, which is strange. However, the tail lights are, those fantastic pointed tail lights. Those are transparent red, so they've been painted over. So, okay, sweet. Not gonna, because one of the hands is hanging down here on the front. Let's see. One of the hands is hanging down. It looks like even the person who put it in the packaging, even they had trouble getting this to fit properly. Boy, there's a lot of. It's a bit inconsistent, isn't it? In other words, I know next to nothing about Ghostbusters trivia, so please don't. The awkward. Whoa! Okay, I was going to say the awkward. Um, what's this called? Ladder up the side here is actually made of PVC. It's very soft. Actually, it's almost rubber. That's surprising. And then these pipes over here, which are very energon blue, I guess we could call it. Those are made of. They're not quite rubber. It might be PVC. Not certain. Looks to be a fairly simple transformation. He's just kind of telescoping these, and his arms are over his head. So I wonder if I should take a crack at it without actually, looking at the instructions. And the chest is on a hinge at his waist, but oddly no waist swivel, unfortunately. But bet you that folds down. Yes, it does. Boy, whoever put this in the box, I know I said this already, but whoever put this in the box, they struggled like mad to get the arms to fit in there properly. Oh, there's a they tabbed it incorrectly. There's a tab on one side of the inner arms. It's supposed to fit in there. Well, for whatever reason, it's off center, so that's why it's not fitting properly. Oh well, whatever. I'm certain I will come up with better later on. By the way, this is a deluxe class figure. Is this deluxe? Oh, I just noticed. Ouch, my wrist still hurts. Um, in addition to the old school packaging that you see here, they've also got the old school Hasbro logo sitting right there. It's always nice when they do that. Tech specs, clip and save. Okay. Some poses may require additional support. Okay. And then, I don't know if I'm going to keep this out just because I don't know if he can be stored anywhere, but they do have a. Oh, how am I supposed to cut those off? Really? They've got a Slimer tabbed in here. Or he's not tabbed in, he's got strings on him, but they're so well. Are you kidding me? I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this out of here. Doesn't look like he has any paint features on him, but that's. Come on, get out of there. Of course, I got to do this very carefully because I don't know what he's made out of. Why would they include a Slimer? I don't know, because it's funny. So it comes with a little Slimer. I say little, but yeah. He's all soft. And he almost has or does he? I feel like he's got some sort of an internal structure, but I'm not certain. Maybe it's like hollow on the interior, and that's what I'm seeing, which is possible, you know. But the eyes and the mouth are not painted, so yeah, I'll just leave him in the box for now, unless for some reason they need to come back to it. Boy, I'll tell you, this is one of the stranger crossovers that like they put actual effort into not just repainting, but like completely redoing a figure. And again, I think this is a Combiner Wars, like it's based off a Combiner Wars figure, but I don't remember exactly. Mission file: who you gonna call and who's gonna drive. Location: New York City. Tech: Proton Pack, and disguise: 1959 Cadillac. Good to know. Those are all sitting. I can't see what I'm doing. Those are sitting right there. So there's New York, Proton Pack, and was it 1959? Yeah, 1959 Cadillac. So barest minimum information. Probably because they couldn't put it on the back of the thingy there. This also means I don't know much of the terminology, whatever it is. So here's his gun, all fuzzy and shit on the screen. Looks like a thing. Boy, if I hadn't said it, I wouldn't have known it. So you're gonna completely remove that and unpeg this from this side and lift up the ladder. From which side? From the top. Lift up the ladder from the top. Is that it? Yes, from the top. Okay. Oh, I wonder if this rotates, or maybe it just comes off altogether. Oh, it comes off altogether. All right. Okay. But I'm going to sneak it back in, if I can, if it'll let me. Uh-oh, what have I done? No. The ladder was molded in green and then painted black. Oh boy, now I can't get back on. Oh joy. I hope you're supposed to take it off. It doesn't say. Oh, I think I screwed myself. Don't take the ladder off. No. Oh, great. Now it squashes when I try to remove it. Well, it was nice while it lasted, dumbass. Oh, wow. There's a lot more cable in here than I thought there was. Good grief. Okay. Wow, that cable's really wrapped around the inside here. Good grief. Oh, how am I supposed to... Okay. Look at that freaking the side cable. That was... Jeez. That looks like it's supposed to slide, and yet it's not. Guess I'll have to depend on the instructions for that one. And the ladder that I totally shouldn't have taken out. Although it doesn't indicate like it couldn't. Like it didn't take much effort to pull it out, so I don't know why it is I'm struggling to get it back in. There we go. Now it's back in. Yee. I fixed it. Hooray. Cool. Alright. Then there's just some stuff on the top and that's it. So okay, now let's get to actually transforming. So both side doors flip up over the windows. Oh, you just pull them straight down. There we go. Oh, I hate telescoping legs like this. Ugh. Like, unless it solidly snaps into place, you end up in trouble really fast. So you telescope the knees up, or you don't telescope the knees. You swing them around, and then you cover that back up. Okay. And then the ladder just stays on one side, I guess. Come on, show me a view of the ladder. It does not, so I do not know. And the knees have no ratchet. Thigh swivel. There's no ratchet in the legs, and usually if there was ever going to be a ratchet anywhere in the figure, it would be in the legs somewhere. Surprising. Okay, you've got to have heels of some kind. Yep. Ah, okay. Fold that. Ow, 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 ow. How am I supposed to get this out of here? He doesn't have fists. He has kind of clawed hands. Wait, what? What do you want me to do? Okay, it wants me to move the... What do you want me to do with the wheels? Or do I just lift? Oh, you push down on the wheels? Oh, you push down on the wheels. That's surprising. So how did it do that? Oh, dude, wow. So they somehow managed to make a part of the hood and the wheels slide downwards, but the nose of the car doesn't move. That's actually pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And then this just folds over the top. Yes, yes. By the way, this is going to be one of those rare Autobots that does not have a hood chest. Is it always going to be this difficult to fold these out? Yeah, it is. Struggling to get those hands folded out. So I don't know how well this is going to appear. Okay, so let's see if I can do this again. So you push downwards. The nose is not being pushed up. The wheel's being pushed down, and this piece of the side is being pushed down. And then you, oops, there we go. And then you flip this over the top. That's interesting. So instead of having a hood chest, he's got hood shoulders. That sounds weird. Cool. This is a decent sized figure, by the way. This is like old school deluxe class. Before they started making them real tiny in the after Transformers, or after Bayformers 2009. Flip open the head. And yes, he is using those goggles or whatever they are, but I thought he had actual eyes. Oh, does he have like really tiny eyes? Yeah, he does. He's got really, really tiny blue painted eyes. But it's the goggles that are dominant right now, so. Wow, this is a big figure. I know I think it's a custom figure, but still, it's big. I think that is everything. So here is Ectotron in his robot mode. Boy, wouldn't you have killed to have one of these back in the 1980s when the real Ghostbusters was on the air? Wouldn't you have killed to have like a crossover between Transformers and Ghostbusters? I'm fairly certain I would have too. And again, I don't hate Ghostbusters. I don't love it. So I don't consider myself to be a fan of Ghostbusters, even though I'm aware of it and I've enjoyed it for, a number of times. But like, I'm not a fan of Ghostbusters. But I'm not opposed to this in any way. I think maybe if I'd had better access to the movies when I was younger, like, yeah, okay, maybe I would have been ingrained in it. Okay, so the grill with the headlights, that is transparent and then it's painted silver. And then the hood is, or I'm sorry, the roof is plastic, but then the windows are molded separately, molded in their own transparent plastic. And for whatever reason, the center of his torso has a lot of. Oh no. Okay, so the reason there's kind of internal structure here, but the reason why he has a. Oh, that's why it does it. The windows are actually part of a larger piece that forms like an internal skeleton around which you attach everything else is attached. So his torso actually is quite hollow, and there's a big empty bit in the back there. But I think that's about to be covered up if I miss my guess. Plug it in there. Wait, how does this fold all the way over? Oh gosh, there's another joint that I totally missed. Oh, dude. Dude, I totally missed that. Look at this. Look at this. It actually folds over And then it's got the cable hanging down here. Oh, that's clever as the dickens. Who came up with that? Who's the genius who came up with that? Who's a good little genius? Who's a good little genius? Yes. Yeah, it says it's supposed to peg in, but it's not. I don't want to scratch that white paint. Ooh, nope, 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 nope. If you have to fight that hard to get that to peg in there, don't. Yeah, okay, so it looks like the cover for the proton pack is just going to have to hang there with friction only, because there's no way on God's green earth am I going to peg that in there. No fucking way. That is not happening. Let me try again. I don't trust that. I almost feel like they bit off a little more than they could chew. And no, I do not see a ghost trap. No indications of like they're pretending that there's one here. I don't see a ghost trap anywhere here. Yeah, it's made of rubber and you can't push that hard into it, but technically you're supposed to attach the stop shaking it. You're supposed to attach the gun to the cable there. So, oh, unless my white balance is off, which is possible. The color bounce, that's a little more turquoise. The blue, it's a little more Energon color than it is in person. Like it's more of a turquoise color. It's like there's actually more green in person than what I'm seeing on the screen there. Huh, okay. So just be aware that the color is a little lighter than it would appear to be on the screen here. So just be aware that is a thing. Like in person, like okay, whatever. But then I just coincidentally happen to look at both colors at the same time. I'm like, oh, that doesn't match. So be aware there is a slight color variation. So you literally just plug it back in where it was, huh? So is the round thing down? Yeah, the round thing is down. So the proton pack, ordinarily with the instruments that are on the top of Ecto One, literally you just taking the thing off, flipping it around 180, and putting it back on. That's how this arrangement works. Oh, which is why they indented it that way. Good for them. Okay. So there he is. You can actually peg the gun. And there actually is a little bit of give in the cable. It's specifically designed to bend over. It's molded in such a way that it's bent over slightly. So it doesn't have a crimping problem right there. It's nice, like that. And then it lightly pegs into the back there. Let's see, right hand or left hand? Left hand. Why would you hold the thing in your left hand? I don't get that. Well, maybe if you watched the movie more often, Ava, you'd understand it. Ooh, his arm is flexing way off center. That's not cool. Look how high look how high his shoulder is off the shoulder joint. It's never a good thing when that happens. So unless this slides in a way that I'm not noticing. It still has a shrug action, so the shoulders can pivot upwards. So it can do that because of transformation. But that said, ooh, it's not pivoting in the right place. So instead of the arm pointing forward like this, it's like way up. It's like way up here like this. So, eh. Oh, I wonder if I can plug it into the back of his arm. Why would he hold the whatever this is? Why would he hold it in his left hand? I don't get that. Is that normal? I don't remember. And no, there is no finger to grip this with. So, or the thumb does not move. I'm sorry. And that thing's off center. So, in order for him to hold this, what? Why would you? Oh, that's interesting. He's like a double. It's like there's his shoulder, and then there's another shoulder joint just below, and then there's the elbow not far below that. So it's like he has a. Oh, it's a transformation. That's why. All right. So when he holds the gun, or whatever this thing is, let's see. Can I show it? You can kind of see how the forearm is tilted outwards slightly. So it's that thing where either the gun is pointing inwards. It's one of those things where the gun is pointed inwards, but for whatever reason you have to tilt the elbow outwards in order to make the gun point forwards. It's one of those kinds of scenarios, which is how loudly can you complain the fact that this thing even got made, you know? I kind of wish there was a ghost trap involved, but like, I'm good. Why is he holding it in his left hand? I don't get that. Well, let's see if I can put it in his right. Because that just doesn't feel right. Because, like, if you're a right handed person, you would hold the thing in your right hand and then stabilize with your left. Isn't that. Or like, you'd either stabilize like this or you'd hold it like the barrel of a gun like this. So, is that what you want to do? So, why. I don't know. I'm going to try it in his left or his right hand. See if that. Considering how not tight that fitting is. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's gutsy that they included a rubber cord to go between the backpack and the thing. That's gutsy. Like, how often do Transformers do that? And the answer is not very, unless it's like Bayformers you're talking about, and even then. Okay, so he can hold it in his left arm, or his. He can hold it in his right hand. So he's kind of a leggy beast too. Surprising. Well, they always aim from down here. They don't aim like that. And of course, he has a Ghostbusters badge. It says Ectotron, so honorary member. He has kind of a utility belt looking belt. Still no waist swivel, but it's kind of understandable how I like they might have been able to do it, but it's kind of a question like how much do you really want to fight this, you know? So it's understandable why he doesn't have a waist swivel. So okay, but his head is on a ball joint. He can look up a little bit, and he can look side to side. I wish his head had been able to look up a little more. It's like, oh, what's that? What's up? Very leggy critter. Surprised. I love the way that cable plugs into the backpack. That's so clever. And also notice that the Ghostbusters logos are still visible on the sides. Oh, but there's no Autobot symbol. There isn't one on the nose, which is a typical place you'd see. There's none on the. You know, now that I think about it, I don't think this has an Autobot logo anywhere on it. If you're part of the Ghostbusters, it's kind of a given. So maybe it's one of those things like his allegiance, like Ectotron, for whatever reason, he switched his allegiance from being an Autobot to being a paranormal investigator. Maybe that's what they're trying to say. Because, like, even my convoy mode, Ava, it has both an Autobot symbol on the right shoulder and then it has a Nerve Evangelion logo on the left shoulder, or on the opposing shoulder. So, like, there's that, but now that I think about it, there's no. I don't think there's an Autobot logo anywhere on this thing. Is it on the tail? Is it on the. No, it's not on the license plate. It's not on the hood. It's not on the nose. The license plate says Ecto 1. Well, the front license plate, there is no back license plate. It's just silver painted. The other thing I noticed is that the red fin or whatever it is, does not extend onto the passenger door like it's supposed to. It doesn't extend that far. So this is a very nice, decent sized critter. I forgot how much this costs though. Oh. So yeah, because of unforeseen situation or unforeseen circumstances that we totally can't talk about on YouTube right now, still, unless you have like 60,000 subscribers or something like that. I've only got a measly 1,400 at this point, and barely 100 views per video these days. But anyways, unless you've got like a lot of subscribers or whatever it is, you totally can't talk about the reason why it is that Ghostbusters Afterlife is not in the theaters right now. So, oh, we just gotta wait till next year. Hey, 6 or 7 year old Ava, I've got a Transformer that changes into the Ecto 1. And it's actually a decent sized figure. I like this. It's, what, 8 or 9 inches tall. That's nice. We only had to wait 35 years. I wonder if there were ever any G1 Transformers that were Cadillacs. Maybe not this specific make and model, but we're, you know, I think the only thing I'd complain about is the backpack is hanging a little low. As you can see, his head is right there. So I think the backpack's it's kind of more like an oversized fanny pack that's hanging. Excuse me, it's hanging high. So I think that's a bit of an issue. It's like I'd take the backpack and probably raise it higher up so that it's level with the roof. But I think that's kind of the only thing I'd really whatever. Small beans, small beans, small problem. And the wheels are not rubber, but they do spin quite nicely. Okay. And so with that, this is AV Unit 4 saying I'm not done unboxing yet.